Shaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With the power vested in me as a designated chair of the Committee on Rules on the 44th committee meeting by the original chair, Honorable Deputy Floor Leader, Honorable Floor Leader MP Attorney Jet Lim, and the two vice chairmen, Deputy Floor Leader Attorney Rasul Mitmug, and Attorney Suharto Ambuludto, with all the honorable members present here and the members of the parliament who are present physically or virtually through the digital platform. I call now the business to order. Madam Secretary, may we request our Ustads to lead us the prayer, invocation. Ustads? Yan ang ating Ustads dito ngayon.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقال ربكم ادعوني استجب لكم آمين يا رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah. May we request everybody to please stand for the singing of the national anthem and the Bangsamoro hymn.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Simula noon hanggang ngayon, isa ang naging layon. Magkaisa at magulod, kalitingan ay marugdon. Tumayo tayo mula sa hamon ng nakaraan, niyapos ang panganib na umaanlang. Pinangako sa puso at paniniwala, ang ginhawa para sa kabataan. Bangsamoro ay tagumpay, bunga ng pawis, sugo at buhay. Kapayapaan, katarungan, ay ating nang nakamtan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro. Bangsamoro, Bangsamoro, lagi kang mamahalin. Walang pipigil sa damdamin, mga pangako'y tutuparin. Habang buhay kami sa'yo'y magbabantay, mananatili sa puso't isipan. Ang kahapong humimlay na nagbuwis ng buhay, nasa piling na ng
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Pagpalain bang sa Moro. Madam Secretariat, will you please call the roll?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Kindly say present when your name is called. Chairperson MP John Anthony Lim. Vice Chairpersons MP Attorney Suharto M. Ambuluto. MP Attorney Rasul Y. Mitmag Jr. Members Mosbir Alaudin.
Present.
Dr. Susana S. Anayatin. MP Muhammad Kili Yu Antaw.
Present.
Tumanda D. Antok. Habir Asarul. Ahmad Amir A. Balindong. Zulfikar Ali Isbayam. Abdul Basit Benito. Maruf B. Candaw.
Present.
Matarul M. Estino. Edward U. Guerra. Abdullah B. Hashim. Hatimil E. Hasan. Ibrahim P. Ibay. Mohagir M. Iqbal. Faisal Karon. Butch Malang. Bailing Mantawil. Tawakalmi Timbang. Ali Rakim T. Mandir.
Present.
Ubayda C. Pakasem. Ramon E. Piang Sr.
Present.
Romeo Sema. Said M. Sheikh. Nagib G. Sinarimbo. And the presiding officer, Dr. Kadil M. Sinulinding Jr. Ex officio members, Speaker Dr. Muhammad S. Yacob, Deputy Speakers Attorney Liza M. Alamia, Engineer Baintan E. Ampatuan, Don Mustafa Loong, Husi I. Lorena,
Present.
Ishaq V. Mastura,
Sinong tao
Abdul-
dyan? Sinong tao dyan?
Abdul Rakim Miswari, Suwaib Oranon, Aminuddin Sumagayan, Nabil Tan, Adspar Osman, Deputy Floor Leaders, Suharto Ismail, Attorney Raisa Jujuri, Randolph Parcasio, Attorney Amir Zakaria Irakim. Mr. Chair, there are 8 members present via Zoom and 2 via physical. So we therefore certify the presence of quorum.
With the certification of quorum, the meeting will now proceed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My courtesies to our Chief Minister, Honorable Abdurrauf Makakuwa, Speaker Dr. Muhammad Yaqub, to our Deputy Speakers, particularly Attorney Joe Lorena, who is present virtually, to our Deputy Floor Leaders, with Attorney Amir Rakim, who is present physically, and our Floor Leader, Attorney Jet Lim, honorable members of the committee and of the Parliament. We have 6 members who are virtually present, and we would like to acknowledge MP Mosber Alaudin, MP Dr. Susana Anayatin, MP Governor Muhammad Kelly Antaw, MP Maruf Candaw, MP Butch Malang, MP Attorney Ubayda Pakazem, MP Said Sheikh, and yours truly as the presiding chair of this 44th Committee on Rules meeting. I am honored to preside on this committee meeting with a special request coming from our original chair, my idol Attorney Jet Lim. And simply, I cannot say no because I am a very good soldier. And with the list of resolutions on hand, I think we can finish early, considering that we have here all the magagaling na mga members of the parliament who can give all their opinions as well as their recommendations, maybe through amendments later as we proceed with the meeting. With this, it is a great honor, of course, to be present here physically along with our secretariat, our hardworking members of the different offices of the members of the parliament. To all of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. A pleasant morning to everyone. Madam Secretariat, will you please read the agenda for this morning's meeting?
The first agenda is the approval of minutes of previous meetings. First, the minutes of the 43rd committee meeting of the Committee on Rules dated April 29, 2026 in Cotabato City, and the minutes of the 44th committee meeting of the Committee on Rules dated April 30 in Cotabato City. Second, deliberation of proposed resolutions. First, resolution number 438, resolution urging the Committee on Rules of the Bangsamoro Parliament to promulgate guidelines and procedures in allowing representatives of the civil society organizations in the Bangsamoro to attend and participate in the Bangsamoro Parliament sessions without voting power. Authors, MP Muhammad Kili Yu Antao, MP Suwaib Oranon, MP Basir Uto, MP Tawakal Mitimbang, and MP Mujib Siabo. Second, proposed resolution number 347, resolution expressing full support to the Office of the Chief Minister, OCM, in the exercise of its powers and authority over the government-owned and controlled corporations, GOCCs, operating within the jurisdiction of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Principal author, MP Engineer Baintan Adil Ampatuan. Co-authors, MP Rasul Mitmug Jr., Amil Bahar Mawalil, Attorney Liza M. Alamia, Attorney Suharto Ambuluto, Don Mustafa Loong, Rasul E. Ismail, Khalid Haji Abdullah, Jafar Apollo Mikhail Matalam, Basir Otto and Tawakal Mitimbang. Third, proposed resolution number 524, resolution commending and recognizing the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, for its support and assistance to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Principal author, MP Ubaida Sipa Kasam. Co-authors, MPs Shah Ilay Habidumama Alba, Raisa Jujuri, Ana Tarhata Basman, Mary Ann Arnado, Aida Silungan, Bailing Mantawil, Lanang Ali Jr., Marjani Makasalong, Suharto Ismail, Abdullah Hashim, Matarol Istino, Eddie Ali, Mosbir Alaudin, and Edward Guerra. Fourth, proposed resolution number 721, a resolution urging the allocation and designation of a car-free Sunday within the Bangsamoro Government Center, BGC, for purposes of jogging and recreational activities every Sunday and enjoining the temporary prohibition of motorized vehicular traffic therein from 4:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. to promote public health and physical well-being. Authors, Honorable Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Liza Alamia, Baintan Ampatuan, Ishaq V. Mastura, Dun Mustafa Loong, Suharto Ambuluto, Zolfikar Ali Bayam, Rasul Ismail, and Nagib G. Sinarimbo. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretariat. And before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge also, I missed this a while ago, the presence of Honorable MP Ramon Piang Sr. via Zoom. So
Mr.
with the,
Chair.
yes,
You
Honorable
can
Deputy
continue. I will
Speaker.
just come after you. You can finish the statement before I come.
Okay, with the participation of 9 in the Zoom and 2 in physical, and that makes us 11. And with the reading of the proposed agenda in this morning's meeting, may I hear any motion for the approval of the agenda? Before I recognize Honorable MP Kelly Antao, I think the Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena raised his hand first. Deputy Speaker, you're recognized. Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena, can you hear me? You're recognized.
I move that we approve the agenda as read by this COMSEC for our meeting of the Committee on Rules today.
I second the motion.
It has been, it has been moved and seconded. Do I hear any objection?
None.
Hearing none, the motion is approved. With this, we will now proceed with the first part of the agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. Do I hear any
Mr.
motion
Chair.
on this?
Mr. Chair.
Deputy Floor Leader
Yes.
Amir Rakim is hereby recognized, and then to be followed by Honorable MP Governor Kelly Antao.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading of and approve the minutes of previous meetings, minutes of the 43rd committee meeting, and minutes of the 44th committee meeting. So move, Mr. Chair.
MP Kelly Antao, before we act on this motion, meron kang gustong idagdag? So if wala, do I hear any second? For the motion?
I second the motion.
Okay, thank you. It has been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of the 43rd committee meeting on the Committee on Rules dated April 29, 2026, and also the minutes of the 44th committee meeting of the Committee on Rules dated April 30, 2026. Do I hear any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved. Bilis, ah. Okay. We now proceed to the agenda number 2, the deliberation of proposed resolution. And among the listed resolutions is the resolution number 438, as read by the Secretariat. It is a resolution urging the Committee on Rules of the Bangsamoro Parliament to promulgate guidelines and procedures in allowing representatives of the civil society organizations in the Bangsamoro to attend and participate in the Bangsamoro Parliament sessions without, to give emphasis, voting power. Authors, we have here 5 authors here, and present by Zoom is our very own MP Muhammad Kelly Antao and Deputy Speaker Swaib Uranon. And yun lang, yun ang present. So any motion on this to tackle the resolution 438? Yes, Deputy Floor Leader Rakim, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we adopt proposed resolution 438 for deliberation.
Any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Hearing none.
None.
The motion is approved. With this now, we have the principal author, Honorable Muhammad Kelly Antao. May I now give the floor to the honorable proponent para po may mabigyan natin siya ng pagkakataon to explain about the proposed resolution. And with that, it will be followed with the period of interpellation para sa lahat natin. Honorable Kelly Antao, you have now the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, my handsome brother, for giving this
Mashallah.
opportunity. Maraming salamat din at lumabas din sa medyo matagal-tagal na at napag-usapan sa pulong na ito. So itong resolution natin na ito ay hiniling natin sa Committee on Rules and Laws na magkaroon ng guideline po para po sa pag-accommodate ng mga representative mula sa civil society organization para po sa mas inclusive at transparent po na pamalakad ng ating gobyerno, lalo-lalo na po sa ating sa legislation. At kailangan po, dahil po nakasaad din yan sa organic law, na kailangan ng CSO na mag-participate, at nandiyan din po sa the Public Act number 7160 na kailangan din natin ang mga civil society organization para po sa mas transparent at mas inclusive na pamamalakad ng ating gobyerno kasamang chair. So that is the essence and the intention of the proposed resolution, Mr. Chair.
Hearing that explanation of the principal author of the resolution number 438, I now declare the period of interpellation to be open, and I am requesting everybody to participate actively and join in your opinions as well as your recommendations for possible amendment should there be any. So the floor now is open for the period of interpellation.
Mr. Chair,
Deputy Speaker Lorena, you are recognized, sir.
thank you. The intent is very good to allow CSO to participate. However, we have already a rule, and at the same time, we have approved a law on the petition, meaning any participant CSO can submit a petition to the parliament that has already been approved in parliament. Therefore, that has also set a guideline. Second, under our rules, the parliament can allow anybody to actively participate. However, the session will be suspended first because they cannot act as if they are members of the parliament in any deliberation. They can be invited as resource person, guests, or opinion makers for purposes of deliberation of any bill which has importance where they can provide an opinion or possibly a research paper or possibly an issue that can be addressed by the parliament, but they cannot sit as in the parliament because that quadrangle is intended for members of the parliament. Meaning, for purposes of deliberation, since we are also priming our legislation on an evidence-based legislation, they can be invited to committees, they can be invited to the plenary, but under a suspended rule of the parliament because the rule of the parliament applies only to members of the parliament, and therefore to allow a CSO to participate in any deliberation or discussion would be violative of that enshrined rule that the parliament quadrangle can only be for members of the parliament. So if the intent is really to have an active participation of the CSO, the guidelines to be set, then we can look into the matter on the petition committee. One. Second, the matter on the rule where upon the invitation of the parliament as resource person, the parliament presiding can suspend the rule and allow a deliberation on a matter that is critical to CSO, but without necessarily amending the rule that they can be actively a participant to a parliamentary deliberation all throughout the deliberation. They should only be invited as resource persons. Those things can be addressed by this committee. However, that being said, since the resolution addresses that to the committee to look into possible guidelines, then we can deliberate on that matter. So the guidelines can be set by the Committee on Rules just for purposes of their participation in any deliberation. So those are the things that I just like want to input into the deliberation, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Presiding Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena, for that insight and comprehensive evaluation of the proposed resolution number 438. Considering all your inputs, they are very good. And for those who are not very much well-versed in the rules of law of the Parliament, as well as in the committees, napakaganda po yung inputs na yun for our reference and for our education itself. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Do I hear any other comments, suggestions, or opinions pertaining to resolution number 438? Honorable Ramon Piang, yes, sir, you are recognized po.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Following the line of deliberation ni MP Deputy Speaker Lorena, I think we are not remiss pagka ang pinag-usapan natin ay participation ng civil yung mga civil society groups natin. Kasi in almost all our committee meetings, we are inviting our civil society partners as resource persons. So, in other words, basically from the very start, kasama na sila doon sa deliberations natin. And I think that is where participation already of civil society has been very much given emphasis. So, kung sa session, well, of course, yung sinasabi naman para ang Kongreso ba, mayroon ba silang mga sessions na may mga civil society mag-participate? No, I'm just trying to but I think I am in favor na yung participation ng civil society natin doon sa atin committee levels. Kasi lahat pa sila in-invite natin as resource persons. Doon sa session sa deliberations ng parliament, medyo, well, I have reservations for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for your opinion, Honorable MP Ramon Piang. Do I hear any other opinions from our honorable members who are present via Zoom? And of course, our handsome Deputy Floor Leader here with me. Wala na, so I now recognize Deputy Floor Leader Amir Rakim. Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, Mr. Chair, I would like to state on record that I concur with the good Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena. If I may, Mr. Chair, would the good sponsor of this resolution yield to some questions?
May I refer back to Honorable MP Kelly Antao, if you will allow Deputy Floor Leader to ask some clarificatory questions for you to answer.
Gladly, Mr. Chair.
Okay, you may proceed, Deputy Floor Leader
Thank-
Rakim.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask Mr. Chair, it is stated in the resolution that a qualified representative from recognized and accredited CSO shall be granted access to attend and participate in the Bangsamoro Parliament sessions as a non-voting member. Unang tanong ko po, Mr. Chair, to attend and participate, meaning on what capacity po, Mr. Chair?
MP Kelly Antao.
Yes, Mr. Chair, very clear naman po sa ating is they are representing the civil society organization and they have no voting capacity, Mr. Chair.
So limited siya as a participant without voting capacity.
Yes,
Yes,
Mr. Chair. Kaya ko po natanong, no? Kasi in a parliamentary session, ang nagpa-participate dyan is the member of parliament, members of the parliament. Now, if they were to participate as a non-voting member, nandun na rin po, non-voting member.
Aha.
So, kung sinabi natin non-voting member,
Non-voting power po, without voting power.
but it was stated, Mr. Chair, that attend and participate
Yeah.
in the Bangsamoro Parliament sessions as a non-voting member. Meaning, Mr. Chair, if we were to consider them kahit non-voting pero as a member, would that not violate the Bangsamoro Organic Law, Mr. Chair? Thank you.
MP Kelly Antao.
Mr. Chair, kaya po tayo naghain ng ating pong resolution. That's why we passed this resolution to the Committee on Laws para mahanapan ng paraan na this will be in conformity with the organic law and other laws like the 7160, kung ano po ang makita ng committee na pwede natin ma-accommodate ito. If we cannot find any doon sa mga na yun na ma-accommodate sila o this is only an expression of sentiment, Mr. Chair.
Noted on that, Honorable MP Kelly Antao, Deputy Floor Leader.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Next question lang po is, every session po ba mag-accommodate ng different representative from CSOs? Every session po ba iba-iba or magkakaroon ng permanent CSO member na pwede mag-participate sa sessions?
MP Kelly Antao.
Mr. Chair, I think hindi naman po lahat dahil we are talking about the accredited CSO. So I think kung isa lang kasi sa lahat ng mga LGU, sa ibang mga is only some of them are recognized or identified as the duly representative of the end of the civil society organizations. I think isa lang. Isa lang
Yes,
po,
Mr.
isa lang.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, every session, nagpapalit po ba ng CSO? Like for example, there are 5 accredited CSO. So every session po ba pwede magpalit na pwede mag-attend sa session natin or fix na 'yon? Kung may ma-approve na CSO na mag-attend na sa session, fix na ba 'yon or every session or every week pwede palitan?
Honorable MP Antaw.
Yes, again, Mr. Chair, yan din po ang intent ng ating resolution na para makakrap po ng ng guideline yung ating pong Committee on Laws. If the guideline, if the law committee na yun ang makikita natin na mas maganda, papalit-palit o di kaya permanent, I think that is the intent of the resolution, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I agree with the sentiments of Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena. No, maybe, Mr. Chair, if this resolution will be approved, since this resolution is just urging the Committee on Rules, doon na lang po tayo mag-discuss ng regarding the intrinsic validity of the proposed resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, MP Antaw.
Thank you, Deputy
Thank you,
Floor
Ma'am.
Leader Rakim and Honorable MP Kelly Antaw. Before we proceed, I would like to recognize the presence of Deputy Speaker Faisal Randi Karon, who is present physically. Papa, welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Looking at the resolution 438, as the chair, there are key issues and concerns that I have seen here, listening and trying to understand the concerns of our honorable members of the parliament on this. And the first concern here is the participation and representation. And we do not have a very clear guideline. There are no existing parliamentary form of government that allows non-members to sit in the session unless they are invited or as a regular member. And there is a lack of clear accreditation framework for our CSOs in the Bangsamoro. And also, there is the seemingly confusing non-voting membership status in the parliamentary sessions. Having said that, there's also a non-conformity to the parliamentary operations pertaining to the existing rules governing our meetings, procedures, as well as our operations during the parliamentary sessions. And with that, as the presiding chair of the committee, may I respectfully suggest, with the concurrence of the honorable author of this proposed resolution, that this proposed resolution number 438 shall be deferred and referred to a technical working group for revision of our rules, the BTA rules, procedures, and practices for consideration. And with that, without prejudice, we would like to refer this to the technical working group to exhaust all possible means. Kasasabi lang po ng ating author na naghahanap tayo ng paraan kung paano natin mapagbigyan ang sentimentong ito without violating the existing rules and policies of the Bangsamoro Parliament. And with that, kung wala pong mga objection, this proposed resolution 438 will be referred to a technical working group, and for now, it shall be deferred muna. Is there any objection to this proposal?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Honorable MP Antaw.
Yes, Mr. Chair. As I said before, is gusto lang natin we want to have a guideline. Then I am very much willing. I am very much agree to the wisdom of the chair that this must be referred to the technical working group para po mapag-aralan kung ano ang narapat na gawin natin that not violative to the existing laws ng ating parliament. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very
Mr.
much,
Chair,
Honorable
Mr.
MP
Chair.
kay Antaw. Yes, MP Deputy Speaker.
So, guided by the wisdom of the presiding chair, I move that we repair this this resolution to the technical working group as suggested by the chair. I move.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the
None.
same is hereby approved.
MP Wax.
Assalamualaikum, proponent. Mr. Proponent,
Salam.
guwapo.
Co-proponent.
Welcome, Wax.
Okay, I hear the golden voice of my
Salam.
brother from Maguindanao del Sur. May I then recognize the presence via Zoom of Honorable MP Tawakal Wax Midtimbang. Welcome to our committee meeting, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
One of the miracle.
Salam.
Okay, moving on, we will now proceed to proposed resolution number 347 as read by the Secretariat earlier. It is a resolution expressing full support to the Office of the Chief Minister, open close OCM, in the exercise of its powers and authority over the government-owned and controlled corporations, open close GOCCS, operating within the jurisdiction of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. The principal author is the Honorable Deputy Speaker MP Engineer Baintan Adil Ampatuan, and the co-authors, there's a long list here, MP Rasul Mitbug, Amil Bahar Mawalil, Liza Alamia, Suharto Ambuluto, Don Mustafa Loong, Rasul Ismael, Khalid Maamur Haji Abdullah, Jaafar at Apollo Mikael Matalam, Basir Uto, and Tawakal Midtimbang. May we
Chair.
request any of the principal author or the co-authors who are present here to present this proposed resolution before the body? And before that, may I recognize Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena, followed by Deputy Floor Leader Amir Rakin.
Thank you, presiding chair, my brother. Before anything else, I'd like to be associated with this resolution. That's for the first one. The second is we'd like to put more
Deputy Speaker Lorena, nakat po yung inyong signal. Sir, wala po kayong audio. Na-disconnect siya?
that should have been done earlier. But
Sir
until now, we have not-
Kajo,
yes.
Kajo. Sorry to interrupt
Yes,
you,
yes.
pero naputol po yung audio mo kanina. Can you please repeat that after your statement that you wish to be co-author and be part of the resolution? After that kasi naputol po.
Okay. Before we can, so that we will determine the extent of the power that we will provide to the Chief Minister, I suggest we go back to 11054 for the inventory of all government-owned and controlled corporations exclusively operating within the BARM, because these corporations should have already been transferred to the BARM. So we also include that the Chief Minister requests the IGRB to determine specifically the corporations that are available in the BARM operating exclusively for the BARM. And thirdly, those not exclusively operating should also be inventory. There should be an inventory of that, because there should be an active participation of the BARM and all those corporations which are operating in the BARM, not exclusively, but they have an office within the BARM. So, Mr. Presiding Chair, I suggest that there would be a small group or technical working group to determine the power that could be given to the Chief Minister based on an inventory of all those corporations, because a blanket authority may not be effective in pursuing our objective and the implementation of the law under 11054 to put the jurisdiction of all government-owned corporation operating exclusive for the BARM within the BARM, and at the same time to have an active participation in all those corporations. Those things must be considered so that when we give the chief minister the authority to look into this, he is not only cloth, but there are specific terms already as provided. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Chair.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena, for your recommendations and opinion on this matter. And before I proceed with to recognize Deputy Floor Leader Rakim, may I respectfully ask the Deputy Speaker, being the one of the principal authors of 11054, na mayroon bang mga provisions sa 11054 na nagbibigay ng authority for the chief minister o sa kanyang power over itong mga GOCCs? Wala ba tayong na-violate ng mga provisions doon?
There are two provisions in 11054 pertaining to our power. One, government-owned and corporation operating exclusively in the BARM should be transferred to the BARM. That it becomes a GOCC under the direct supervision of the BARM, meaning not only the BTA can provide the resolution to grant the chief minister the authority to look into all those corporations. Second, there is also a provision under 11054 that all corporation operating in the BARM, which is not exclusive to the BARM, but was an agency, unit, or branch in the BARM should have an active the BARM should have an active participation in the management of this corporation. So these two provisions are complied by that resolution, but the only problem is the extent maybe the resolution may have a limited extent, because in item 1, as I said, in 11054, all corporation exclusively operating but should be transferred to the BARM supervision, meaning it is not just supervised, but it will become part of the GOCCs of the BARM. So yun lang ang gusto ko, there should be first an inventory of all this so that we will know exactly the latitude and magnitude of our jurisdiction over these corporations. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker Joe Lorena, and I understand there are a lot of ramifications out of the resolution that we are discussing this morning, and with that, we really need expert opinion, not only from our local experts and maybe imported from other offices as well. And thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, for your opinion and insight. Very, very insightful and helpful po sa atin. With that, may I now we recognize our Deputy Floor Leader, Amir Rakim. Sir, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, it's just a manifestation that the principal author of this proposed resolution will be coming here. So I leave it to the committee on what to do with this resolution while.
Okay, with
Mr.
the
Chair.
manifestation of Deputy Floor Leader and the information that the principal author is coming over, any motion to suspend muna ang deliberation nito until magdating yung ating principal author? Tama po ba? Anybody from the floor?
Mr.
Move
Chair,
to
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair, I move for
Mr. Chair.
Suspend.
the suspension till the arrival of the principal author of the.
There is a
second.
motion. Okay, there's a motion here and hereby seconded that the deliberation of the resolution number 347 is hereby suspended pending the arrival of the principal author, Deputy Speaker, MP Engineer Baintan Adil Ampatuan. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Okay. Moving forward on the next resolution, we have here proposed resolution number 524. Resolution commending and recognizing the Japan International Cooperation Agency, open close JICA, for its support and assistance to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, with the principal author, MP Honorable Minister Obaida Pakasem, with the co-authors, MP Shia Elijah Dumama Alba, Raisa Jajuri, Ana Tarhata Basman, Mary Ann Arnado, Aida Silungan, Bailing Mantawil, Lana ng Ali, Marjani Makasalong, Suharto Ismael, Abdullah Hashim, Matarol Istino, Eddie M. Ali, Musber Alauddin, and Edward U. Guerra. So this proposed resolution, andito ba anybody from the principal author or co-authors to give their statement pertaining to the proposed resolution? Anybody? Recognizing Minister MP Ubaida Baidex Pakasam. Sir, if you are on board, you are hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pasensya na po that I cannot do it now. Physically, I'm having our dapat. Kami po nakasala. But thank you, Mr. Chair, for discussing this proposed resolution. This was filed, I suppose, last February 20, 2024. So more than 2 years na po siya. But the principal aim of this resolution, Mr. Chair, is to recognize and commend our active Development International Cooperation Agency for its support and assistance to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. JICA has been providing assistance to the Bangsamoro even during the then ARMM time. It has extended various support and assistance to the Bangsamoro and to the then autonomous region, which has been continued during this transition authority. On the part of the Ministry of Finance and Budget and Management, JICA was very instrumental in the formulation of the first ever Bangsamoro expenditure process of our 2020 General Appropriations Act of the Bangsamoro. JICA JICA officials has even visited many times the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, and it has as well provided assistance not just to the MFBM but even other ministries and offices, I suppose including the Ministry of Health and other relevant ministries and offices, Mr. Chair. So the idea of this proposed resolution is to commend JICA for its continued support extended to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, particularly the ministries and offices, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable MP Minister Ubaida Pakasam. And with that, I would like to express also our support to this resolution, being one of the lucky recipients of the support for the whole ministry and to the specific recipients in the different parts of the region. And with that, and with the permission of the principal author, I would like also to express my interest to be part of this resolution. I now open the floor for interpellation for our honorable members who are present, who would like to express their opinion, recommendation, or any suggestions pertaining to the proposed resolution number 524. The floor is now open for interpellation.
Mr. Chair.
I now recognize MP Honorable Kelly Antao of SGA.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At first, I'd like to manifest that all resolutions to be discussed today, pati na discuss is I want to be a part of those resolutions. Second is, I think, yung resolution po ng ating MFBM is kung tutuusin natin, kahit ginawa lang natin yan na simple resolution dahil just recognition sa ating pong naano ng ating JICA na naitulong po sa atin dito sa BARM. So gusto ko lang ding may tanong sa ating mahal na minister, kung isuma total na po ang lahat-lahat ng naitulong ng JICA dito sa BARM, mga magkano na kapag i-quantify po natin kung lahat-lahat na natulong na nila dito sa atin?
Honorable Minister Ubaida Pakasam.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I welcome the willingness of others to be part of this resolution. As regards the quantification of the assistance, Mr. Chair, I'm afraid I cannot provide amount kasi dalawang klase po yung assistance ang ipiniprovide ng JICA. First po is yung in a form of mga equipments and ang umaabot na lang po sa atin are the equipments. And another type of assistance po is technical assistance. So walang monetary considerations but they fund the conduct of the activities including the trainings na sila po directly ang ang nagsisettle. So so far as we are concerned, the Ministry of Finance, Budget and wala pong direct fund transfer by the JICA to the banks, to MFBM, for instance, on the assistance it has extended to the Bangsamoro government, Mr. Chief. So far as we are concerned, I understand even yung mga equipments na binigay were also procured by JICA, umaabot na lang or nabibigay na lang in a form of these equipments already, Mr. Chair. So unfortunately po, I do not have the exact amount of provided already by JICA, but I assume these are malaking malaking tulong po ito sa atin, particularly with other mga relevant ministries and offices na nakatanggap po ng mga equipments and even buildings, I suppose, Mr. Chair.
I concur with the Honorable Minister of MFBM being one of the recipients of JICA support from the former ARMM up to the now Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. And if we monetize the support from technical assistance to equipments to infrastructure in terms of health, malaki-laki na po ang naitulong nila, and it may, hindi ko po alam ang exact figures sa health, but significant po ang kanilang contribution, and I'm afraid baka umabot na ng billion siguro kung from the ARMM hanggang ngayon po sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. I may now return back the floor to Honorable Kelly Antao for further questions or clarificatory questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So wala na po. I am more than satisfied to the answer of the good minister. Dahil alam po natin, minsan binibigay sa atin, pero minsan malaman din natin, halimbawa roads, malaman din natin kung magkano yung mga equipment. But I fully agree that most of the assistance ay yun na po sa lahat na nabanggit ng ating minister. So maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much, MP Kelly Antao. And with the permission of the good author of this proposed resolution, and also with the concurrence of the honorable members who are present physically or by Zoom, baka pwede pong isama na lang kaming lahat. Kasi alam po natin na lahat mag-agree, and we all benefited from the support and help given by Japan International Cooperation Agency. So we will request the Secretary to take note of the general request of all members who are present today via Zoom or physically. Yes, Deputy Speaker Lorena, you are recognized.
Thank you. I think the presiding chair has already appropriately manifested for all of us.
Hello.
So I just like to join his manifestation that all members of the committee, whether they're present or not, be made part, because all of us have benefited from the JICA assistance. On that note, I join the presiding chair in this manifestation. But in addition, I would like to ask the leave of the presiding chair that I have to attend to another meeting. So I move to leave from the meeting, Mr. Chair.
That is well noted, Deputy Speaker, and thank you very much for your manifestation. And may I refer back your suggestion that all members be part of this proposed resolution to the principal author, Honorable MP Ubayda Pakasem, for his approval, being the principal author. So I now give back the floor to Honorable Minister if he will allow all members present or not of the Committee on Rules to be part of this proposed resolution number 524 for the record. Honorable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I can only accept or welcome the manifestation of everyone to be part of this resolution. So willingly, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And we are here. We have here additional 2 more members of the Parliament who are present this morning. And of course, kasama po dito si MP Dr. Susana Anayatin and MP Honorable Benito. kasama po ngayon umaga. So with that manifestation, do I hear any objection doon sa proposed motion? Sa motion pala ni Deputy Speaker Lorena that all members of the Committee on Rules be part of the proposed resolution number 524 as approved and agreed by the principal author. Any objection? It is moved and seconded, and hearing no objection, the same is hereby approved. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Ubayda Pakasan. And yes, MP Randy Caron, nasa interpellation pa lang tayo, ha?
Mr. Chair, this is still related to resolution number
524.
524. As we have seen, in different areas, we can see projects and projects, JECA projects. But of course, insofar as Barb is concerned, we still have no records of specific JECA programs and projects that was accorded to the BARM as of the moment. So gusto ko lang pong malaman from the honorable minister kung ano na ba ang specifically for the BARM areas. Ano-ano na ba yung mga proyekto na naibigay o na-award sa atin ng JECA? Marami na rin kasi tayo, Mr. Chair, nakikita na mga, of course, marami talagang mga proyekto na naipamigay ang JECA dito sa atin, especially in Mindanao, in the island of Mindanao. Pero hindi pa rin malinaw kung ilan ba ang na-allocate para sa sa BARM. From ARM to BARM, ganyan, ano ba ang mga proyekto na naipamahagi na dito sa atin po. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. That's just
May I give the floor to the Honorable Minister of MFBM for his answer?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, yung recognition supposedly of this resolution is for the efforts or initiatives of the JICA in providing assistance first to the Ministry of Finance and all other ministries and offices. As to other, ang isa sa mga natatandaan kong malaking contribution ng JICA Cotabato Master Plan, Mr. Chair, I suppose that JICA was the primary sila po yung tumulong para magkaroon ng Metro Cotabato Development Plan. Another na alam ko, Mr. Chair, I suppose ay may mga equipments na nabigay. Of course, first to the Ministry of Health, but I also understand na bigyan din ata ng mga equipments ang Ministry of Public Works. And then, MAPAR, Mr. of the existing or the eventual project, particularly yung kalsada po ata within connecting some provinces of some municipalities in the first district of Maguindanao del Norte, leading to I think going to Alamada po ata. Hindi ko gaano kabisado yung specific project na to, but I think that is one of the biggest projects that JICA is to do in the isang, I'm not sure how they call that, pero yung major highways po leading to areas even outside or near the boundaries of Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister MP Ubayda Pakasan, for your answer. But as the presiding chair of this morning's meeting, I will directly communicate with the JICA office to get the list of all the projects that they have given and extended to the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, both in the old ARMM and the Bangsamoro region na ngayon in the past 6 years. So it will be an extensive list, but as per request, and manifested by our Honorable Deputy Speaker Faisal Randicaron that we have to more or less present to the before the committee itong mga list na ito, and that will be my assignment. So I shall be providing the committee on that with the proper communication to be given to the JICA office here in Cotabato and also in Manila. Any other manifestations sa ating mga honorable members who are present? We have here Dr. MP Susana Anayaten. Ate, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I would like to signify to be one of the co-authors of this proposed resolution number 524. And ang tanong ko po is, anong cut-off nitong hinihinging list of projects from JICA? Kasi from ARMM to BARM.
Actually, ako lang po yung
lots of
nag-propose nun,
projects
Ate
already of
Susan.
JICA in our region.
Ang proposal po nito is during the BARM. Pero we all know that JICA extended support to the region even before BARM. So as a sign of gratitude, we might as well include kung ano po yung naibigay nila noon during ARM days hanggang sa BARM na po para ma-strengthen yung ating recognition and commendation sa JICA for their selfless na support sa ating region po.
Yeah.
So wala po siyang timeline, it's an open, but yung assignment ko po to get all the support that given kung kailan po sila nagsimula, then we might as well get all the list na lang po. That is intended for the autonomous region po.
Okay, I strongly support this resolution, Mr. Chair, because even I myself was able to source out 2 school buildings from JICA. One was constructed in Gambar, sa Buntalan, another one in Pagalungan. And aside from that, I am aware that the JICA facilitated the preparation of a feasibility study for the Mindanao River Basin,
Okay.
which we can request for updating and use as tool in planning for the flood control in Mindanao. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable MP Susana Anayatin. I see the hand of Deputy Speaker Baintan Ampatuan. Yes, ma'am, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Mr. Chair, I have no objection with the resolution 524, proposed resolution 524. However, Mr. Chair, may I ask Mr. Chair if this is different from what we have already passed before. I think we have 2 resolutions pertaining to JICA. One is specifically for JICA, and the second is for the JICA president back then. And I think it was authored by MP Omar Sema. Mr. Chair, may I request the Secretariat if they can just Google the title of that resolution so that we would be certain that we're not duplicating the same. Just a request, Mr. Chair, just to confirm that it is not the same with what we have previously adopted.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Baintan Ampatuan. And with that request, I am requesting the Secretariat to provide us. And instantly, they were able to look for this. Can you please flash it sa ating screen para makita rin po ng ating mga members who are attending via Zoom. And it says here, first regular session resolution number 302. Resolution recognizes and commending the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, for its support and assistance to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Tama po kayo, mukhang pareho, the same siya. Even dito sa sa wordings, nagkabaliktad lang yung commending and recognizing. And this is resolution number 302, and I think adopted on January 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I cannot be wrong because I was the one who questioned it before.
Okay.
Because I said that if we do this to JICA, we can also do this to other
Yes.
partners. So that's when I immediately read about this. I recall that interpretation. So, well, Mr. Chair, I'm asking now, what can be done with this? Because if we pass this, this is exactly the same with what we have. So is this a reiteration or um I don't know. Because it cannot be the same.
Okay. May we refer back this to the principal author, Honorable Minister Obayda Pakasam?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I submitted this resolution, I think last February 2024. Although based on the already approved resolution, this came later po, Mr. Chair. But the idea of this is actually to recognize our development partners, not just JICA, but even World Bank, which has also an ADB, Asian Development Bank, which has also provided assistance to the Bangsamoro government. Ang final lang po namin ko na resolution is actually individual per development partner, but sort of this is a recognition on the role of the JICA, particularly in providing assistance in support to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Obayda Pakasem. And with that, because you have mentioned the inclusion of other development partners, including World Bank, possibly Asian Development Bank, and possibly USAID or IOM or any other international or local or national organizations that have positively supported our region may be included in the resolution. And with that, with the permission of the honorable author of this resolution, to refer this back to technical working group so that it will be addressed further, and it will also be resolved na without duplication on the previously approved resolution number 320 with almost similar, almost the same talaga ang content at saka yung title niya, and to avoid duplication. With the permission of the principal author, I now refer this proposed resolution to the technical working group and suspend its deliberation until further notice. Okay lang sa iyo, Honorable Minister?
I
The Committee on Rules. Thank you very much. So the interpellation as well as the other measures for this resolution 524 is hereby referred to the technical working group for future deliberations. So with that, i-ano natin muna itong 524 and proceed to the original resolution number 347. It was suspended earlier as with the motion of Deputy Floor Leader Rakim, and will now proceed with 347. I will now give the floor to the principal author, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Engineer Baintan Adil Ampatuan, on the proposed resolution number 347, resolution expressing full support to the Office of the Chief Minister, OCM, in the exercise of its powers and authority over the government-owned and controlled corporations, open-close GOCCS, operating within the jurisdiction of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At the outset, I'd like to ask apology for coming late as I have to meet first the second secretary of Japanese embassy. It's an earlier commitment that I cannot anymore change, so I have to attend that meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This resolution was actually filed way back July 5, 2023, and I almost forgot the content of the resolution. But anyway, the title speaks for itself, and this is an inherent power vested in the Bangsamoro Organic Law. But I think this has not been exercised yet fully by the Office of the Chief Minister. And this resolution calls for that since there is an economic implication with regards to exercising this power. And that power is um, that power covers the government-owned and controlled corporations in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. And cited in this resolution is the Al-Amana Islamic Investment Bank of the Philippines and the Southern Development Authority as an example. But it can be more. And I think I would ask the Minister of Finance, Budget and Management, specifically on the Islamic Investment Bank, if this power has not if this power is already exercised or not yet, so that if this resolution is still relevant, then the committee is enjoined to support this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Principal Author, Deputy Speaker Baintan Ampatuan. And before we proceed, I would like to express my interest to be part of this resolution because, as mentioned earlier, it has a very strong economic implication to the lives of the people of the Bangsamoro region. And I think everybody in the committee now is also implying their interest to be part of this proposed resolution. Before we proceed, may I respectfully ask the Minister of the MFBM. Sorry sir, dapat nyo ngayon pero talagang importante itong, itong mga tinatanong kaya you are being called from time to time. This is only for confirmation, sir. We remember during the roundtable discussion on Parliamentary Bill number 34, the creation of Bangsamoro Development Corporation, mayroon ba siyang kinalaman dito, relevance dito sa proposed resolution number 347? Kasi it was on record that, for confirmation mo ha, baka mali ako, MFBM has manifested there is a current coordination with the Government Committee on GOCCS. So may we hear the opinion and of course yung word coming from the Honorable Minister of MFBM. At Attorney Pacasem, you are recognized, sir. Nako, nasalang na. Oo nga. Anyway, siguro ang pinakamaganda dito dahil nga po sa may kinalaman ito sa MFBM at saka yung dating mga approved na mga bills natin, we shall refer it back sa ating proposed na technical working group if they tayo din. Sige. Pwede pa kayo off the record, Madam Kwat. Session suspended for 1 minute. Session resumed. Okay. The first question at hand is there any violation or contradiction to the existing BOL or the 11054 with this proposed resolution?
I think, Mr. Chair, all of the cited whereases are
Yes.
in the Bangsamoro Organic Law.
So for the record, it is a
Assertion of
as-
our
okay.
of our powers, Mr. Chair.
Okay, since wala namang violation at ang atin lang po dito is to express our willingness and to assert our rights being the residents and the kasama talaga sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, then very clear naman ang objective ng resolution na suportado at positibo po para sa mga mamamayan ng Bangsamoro Region. And with that, any yes ma'am, si Ate Susana, MP Susana Anayaten is
Thank you, Mr.
recognized.
Chair. I strongly support the approval of this resolution at the committee level, as it will also support the drafting of the Bangsamoro Revenue Code, citing the second whereas, Section 6, Article 12 of the BOL, that the Bangsamoro government shall have the power to create its own sources of revenues, and this refers to the Revenue Code. So, Mr. Chair, if there are no more arguments here, I move for the approval of this resolution number 347 at the committee level.
It has been moved and seconded. Do I hear any objection?
Second.
Hearing none, the proposed resolution number 347 is hereby approved on the committee level, subject to amendments taking into consideration the issues and gaps identified and mentioned during the discussion. 347, resolution number 347 is hereby approved in the Committee on Rules level. Okay. Okay, moving on. Thank you very much, honorable members who are present and who decided on this. We have proposed resolution number 721, a resolution urging the allocation and designation of a car-free Sunday, quote unquote, within the Bangsamoro Government Center, open-close BGC, for purposes of jogging and recreational activities every Sunday, and enjoining the temporary prohibition of motorized vehicular traffic therein from 4:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. to promote public health and physical well-being. Authors, Honorable Rasul Mitmug, Liza Alamia, Baintan Adil Ampatuan, Ishak Mastura, Don Mustafa Loong, Suharto Ambuludto, Zulfikar Ali Bayam, Rasul Ismail, and Najib Sinarimbo. With the presence of Deputy Speaker Baintan Adil Ampatuan here, may we hear her statement pertaining to proposed resolution number 721. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Buti na lang nabasa ko yung title. No? Anyway, Mr. Chair, I think this is a very good resolution and a kind of formalizing what is being practiced. Hindi ko alam kung car-free Sunday ba, pero parang Sunday close naman yung gate. I don't know kung open din siya for jogging. So, ang pag-aralan lang natin dito, Mr. Chair, kasi if you try to look at the resolution, it was filed June 4, 2025. So, almost a year ago. So, let's see the situation right now, if this is still applicable in terms of one, security. Second is on enforcement, because when we adapt this, there should be some changes, and it requires some adjustment and enforcement on the part of the Office of the Chief Minister. Third is on the viability. If it's possible, no, to undertake this. And four is convenience. I think we will decide on the basis of that practicality, no, of doing this. So security, viability, no, in terms of enforcement. Ano pa yung sinabi ko? Convenience and yeah, yung coverage, no? Yeah, coverage. So let's decide on the basis of that. Of course, I'm a principal author to this. I would push for this, but the committee shall have its own decision with regards to this matter. I know that this is in support of our physical development. Alam natin na yung development health is wealth, no? Sabi nga, and this is in support to that. So malusog na Bangsamoro, malusog na pamayanan, malusog na gobyerno. So baliktad pala, malusog na gobyerno, malusog na pamayanan. So ito yung higher goal niya, Mr. Chair. So tingnan natin kung if the committee, but I push for this for the approval of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Before I recognize MP Dr. Susana Anayatin, I would like to thank the principal author, MP Bainta Nampatuan, for expressing herself pertaining to the proposed resolution number 721. For the record, this is health-related activity. And we in the Ministry of Health fully support lifestyle-related activities as well as health and wellness activity for all. And with that, I would like to associate myself in the proposed resolution, and I think everybody in the committee meeting present or in Zoom will also agree on this, because one of the leading causes of death now is related to the cardiovascular problem that is also being directly or indirectly related to the lifestyle related activities that we are doing to ourselves. And this one actually is a wake-up call for everyone to actively participate in any activities that promotes wellness and healthy lifestyle. It's very clear in the resolution that's car-free Sunday, although hindi naman talaga walang sasakyan, but maybe within a very specific area, in a very specific time within the BGC compound. So the concerns of our honorable author goes back to the sustainability and viability, the security, the traffic, even the implementation, as well as with the coordination with the city government, because we are still within the city of Cotabato. So with that, and with the permission and approval of the principal author, I would like to associate myself as one of the co-authors of this proposed resolution. With that, may I recognize MP Dr. Susana Anayatin. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning again, everyone. First, I strongly support the approval of this proposed resolution, number 721. But I have some questions, Mr. Chair. What do we mean by a car-free Sunday? Nangangahulugan po ba ito na bawal pumasok ang mga sasakyan ng magdi-jogging o Zumba within the compound, or iiwan ng mga
Main Street.
dito sa Main Street that will cause traffic? So what do we mean, Mr. Chair, by the car-free Sunday? Saan po ang parking area ng mga magdi-jogging na may dalang sasakyan? Sa labas ba or within the compound? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Deputy Speaker Ambatuan.
Sige, I can only speculate on this. But Mr. Chair, I think the logic is to give space to the public to utilize the space within the compound. Maliit lang kasi yung compound natin. If you add the vehicles within, then liliit yung space for the public. So I think ang rational is allow the people to come in but leave the cars outside, no? Since Sunday naman ito, wala namang estudyante at saka nag-opisina, medyo open yung labas natin. So they could find some spaces outside that they can park their cars. So yung loob ay entirely for the public. Siguro may mga programs na gagawain para ma-entice yung general public to have free space for jogging and other physical activities within the compound.
Not to mention the time allotted and requested is 4:30 a.m. to 9:30
on
a.m.
Oo.
Yun lang po.
Very, very specific.
Specific po yung time na hiningi. Yes, Ate Susan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What about, Mr. Chair, the issue of protection? Most likely may mga VIPs dito na papasok. How do we ensure yung mga protection nila on a Sunday?
Mr. Chair, in terms of protection, Mr. Chair, dapat ito kasi open to the public, no? Hindi yung dahil VIP ka, isi-secure ka ng ano. Parang kung ikaw MP, given na meron kang security guard. Kung VIP ka, meron ka ring sariling nag-undergo ng sarili mong protection. So, I think as far as the complex is concerned, meron tayong ISS dito. So that serves as security body that looks at the overall protection of the general public who are utilizing the area.
Susan?
Mr. Chair, follow up. With the program of the Chief Minister to repair the roads within the compound, hindi po ba maiistorbo yung pagsasaayos ng mga kalsada kapag inaprubahan natin ang resolution na to?
It can be arranged, Mr. Chair, because it's only Sunday and very specific yung time, 4:30 to 9:30. So it can be arranged. Pwede namang overtime yung kung road ang pag-uusapan, hindi rin yan mangyayari ng umaga dahil alam natin na punong-puno, no? So after 9:30 they can resume their work, no? So and have some overtime during the period na ma-consume nung i-open natin yung space.
Mr. Chair, I fully support the passage of this resolution and I signify my desire to be co-author. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sino unahin ko sabay kayo nagtaas ng kamay?
Una na lang si Sir.
Sige. Kwanda yan siya pagwapuhan daw. May I recognize MP Faisal Randicaron po.
Anyway, looking at this resolution number 721, I feel and believe that it would be very beneficial for all of us, especially as our chairman says, people who need to have space for their physical fitness. So, Mr. Chair, with this, I move for the approval of these resolutions without necessarily scrutinizing the the issues surrounding it, because actually makikita natin dito kung ano ang magiging benefit ng mga kababayan natin dito, especially in nearby areas, as regard to the health problem. So ang kailangan nila dito is a free, open and clear environment para magkaroon po sila ng pagkakataon na magkaroon sila ng magandang space for their physical fitness. So ang pinaka dito is yung they will be doing it without fear because they have the necessary security group that will protect them inside the BGC. So,
Honorable
we
Deputy
have-
Speaker, is that a motion?
Yeah, I move for the approval of this.
Second.
Okay, before we act on that, may we hear MP Benito? Kasi sabay kayo nagtaas ng kamay. With due respect po sa kay Deputy Speaker.
Kaya nga po,
Please, meron tayong
before I seconded the motion of MP Honorable MP Baisel Caron, I'd like to express my interest to be part of this resolution. With that, Mr. Chair, I second the motion of MP Baisel Caron.
MP Deputy Floor Leader Rakim, you're also recognized.
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is not an objection to the motion. However, Mr. Chair, I would like to manifest my intent to interpolate in the plenary. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
For the record, that is well taken. Thank you very much, MP Deputy Floor Leader Amir Rakim. It has been moved and seconded. Do I hear an objection?
None.
Hearing none, the proposed resolution number 721 is hereby approved subject to amendments on the committee level on the Committee on Rules. Okay, bilis. Lang na. Na-defer. Kaya nga, na-defer siya. So, ano lang natin. With that, I would like to express my utmost respect and gratitude to all honorable members of the Parliament and all ex-officio members who actively participated in the 45th, I stand corrected, 44th yung nasabi ko kanina, 45th Committee on Rules meeting on 12th May 2026 here at the Speaker Pangilinan M. Balindong Hall, Bangsamoro Transition Authority. With that, do I hear any motion?
I move to adjourn the meeting, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
Second.
Okay, seconded.
Any objection? Hearing none, the
Oh.
same is approved. Alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro.
Pagpalain si MP Muhammad Kiri Antaw. Alhamdulillah.
Allahu Akbar. MP Wax.
Reminding everybody, mayroon pa daw bukas.
Dapat merong kuan yan pagbukas. Parang sa Congress.